There comes a time in every connection when silence says more than words ever could. When the space between two hearts feels heavier than distance. Your person is anxious right now, not because you are shouting, not because you are angry, but because they can feel what they've done. Deep inside, they know they crossed a line that should never have been crossed. They feel it in the quiet moments, in the stillness of the night, in the way your name echoes inside their mind like a memory they wish they could erase. They are restless, and it's not because they don't care. It's because they care too late. They feel the pain of guilt that doesn't leave, the kind that sits in the chest and keeps whispering, "You shouldn't have done that." They remember how your voice used to sound, the softness in your tone, the peace you brought into their life. But now, all they hear is silence, a silence that reminds them of the trust they broke. At first, they tried to ignore it. They told themselves it was just a mistake, something that could be forgotten. They distracted themselves with work, with people, with noise. But guilt doesn't fade with distraction. It grows in the spaces between thoughts. It becomes a quiet ache that follows you everywhere. Now they live with that ache. They see your absence not just as distance, but as a reflection of their choices. They can't rest because their heart knows it violated something sacred, your trust. When someone betrays a pure soul, they don't just lose a person. They lose their own peace. They lose sleep. They lose focus. They lose the lightness that once lived in them. Every time they see something that reminds them of you, their chest tightens. Every time they think of what you gave, they realize what they destroyed. They think about the small things, the moments that once felt ordinary, but now feel priceless. Your laughter, your patience, your care. They remember the messages you sent, that they didn't answer properly, the times you tried to talk when they chose pride instead. Now they would give anything to go back to those moments and choose differently. But time is not kind in that way. It doesn't rewind. It teaches through regret. Their anxiety is not random. It's their soul's way of trying to make peace with what they did. They walk through the day pretending everything is fine. But at night, when the world is quiet, the truth becomes loud. The truth that they betrayed someone who only wanted to love them. The truth that they were careless with a heart that only ever wanted to understand them. Now they are learning what betrayal truly means, not just to the one who was hurt, but to the one who caused it. Because betrayal doesn't just break the other person, it breaks you too, slowly, from the inside. It makes you question who you've become, how you lost control, and why you hurt the one person who believed in you. They feel anxious because they know you didn't deserve that pain. They feel guilty because they can't undo it. Every time they see your name or remember your kindness, it cuts them again. They wish they could explain, but they know that words mean little now. You needed honesty before, not apologies after. And that realization burns deeper than any punishment could. But here's something you need to understand too. Guilt is not just pain, it's a teacher. It doesn't exist to destroy someone. It exists to wake them up. Right now, your person is waking up to the reality of who they were and what they did. They are starting to understand that love is not a game, that trust is not a toy, that hearts are not made to be tested. They are learning the hard way that actions have echoes, and those echoes don't fade until lessons are learned. If you've been betrayed, it's okay to feel everything you're feeling. The anger, the sadness, the disappointment. You gave your best, and that matters. But don't let their actions make you doubt your worth. Their mistake is not a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of their weakness. You stayed real in a world where many choose convenience over commitment. That's not something to regret. That's something to be proud of. Let them carry their guilt. Let them face their anxiety. That is their journey now. Your journey is different. Yours is about peace. It's about learning that you can forgive without forgetting, that you can move forward without needing closure. Closure is not when they apologize. It's when you stop waiting for it. Forgiveness is not saying what they did was okay. It's saying you will no longer let it control your heart. Because holding on to pain only keeps you connected to what broke you. You deserve to be free. Free to smile again. Free to trust again. Free to live without that shadow following you. And if you're the one who hurt someone, if you're the person feeling anxious, sleepless, and full of guilt, this is your moment to face the truth. Don't run from it anymore. Don't hide behind pride or excuses. Look at what you did, not to hate yourself, but to understand yourself. You can't heal what you refuse to face. Say sorry if you must. Not to fix things, but to be honest. Own your mistake. Let the weight of it humble you, not destroy you. Real strength is not pretending you're fine. It's admitting when you're wrong and choosing to change. The universe always gives second chances, but not to those who stay the same. You can still become better. You can still turn guilt into growth. Every pain has a purpose when you're willing to listen. This moment, this anxiety, this guilt is not your end. It's your awakening. It's your soul showing you what real love, real loyalty, and real integrity mean. Let that realization become your turning point. Let it make you softer, not colder. Let it make you kinder, not weaker. The only way to balance the energy of betrayal is through truth and transformation. For both sides, the one who was hurt and the one who hurt, the path forward is the same: healing. Healing doesn't happen in one day. It happens through small acts of honesty, acceptance, and peace. It happens when you stop replaying the past and start rebuilding your future. It happens when you let go, not to forget, but to make space for something better. You might never understand why it happened, but one day it will make sense. One day you'll look back and realize that betrayal wasn't the end of your story. It was the beginning of your awakening. It pushed you to love yourself more, to choose peace over chaos, to value loyalty more deeply. And that's something you wouldn't have learned without the pain. Maybe your person is still thinking about you right now, missing your energy, wishing they could undo it all. Maybe they finally realize that no one will ever love them the way you did. That's not your burden to carry anymore. The universe has a way of returning truth to those who forget its value. Let life teach them, while you move forward lighter, stronger, and free. And if you ever doubt whether they truly feel sorry, just remember, anxiety doesn't lie. Regret doesn't fake itself. When someone betrays a good heart, life becomes their mirror. Everywhere they go, they'll see pieces of what they lost. Every bit of peace they try to find will remind them of the calm they once had with you. That's not revenge. That's balance. You don't need to prove anything. The pain already did the teaching. You just need to keep walking, with your head high and your spirit clean. Because when your heart stays pure, life always brings you peace again, even after betrayal. So let them be anxious. Let them feel it all. Because the same truth that once hurt you will now heal you. And the same truth that they ignored will now haunt them until they grow. That's how the universe restores harmony. Breathe. Smile. Let go. Not because you stopped caring, but because you finally understood. Some people can't carry your heart because they're still learning to hold their own. You gave love. You gave honesty. You gave depth. And they gave you lessons. That's a trade you'll one day thank life for. Because in the end, guilt fades. Lessons remain. And love, real love, always returns in better forms. So forgive, move forward, and let their restlessness be their reminder. They betrayed you once. Don't betray yourself by holding on. Let peace be your answer. Let healing be your revenge. Because peace is the loudest sound to a guilty heart.